All right. Hi, guys. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, all good.
Okay. What do you got?
Just you were as upset as I've seen you on the sidelines a couple of times. What were you telling your team when things weren't going very well in the first three quarters?
I felt we just didn't play with great urgency and shift with the game, right? So, the game, they shot better than they usually shoot. We shot more poorly than we usually shoot. We didn't respond well to that, right? And the, 50-50 balls and offensive rebounds and just things that require kind of inside the lines adjustments while the fluid game is happening. We didn't respond well to that.
And the senior night, I mean, there's a career high by one player, and this is this hard to deal with senior night sometimes on the road with a
Yeah,
motivated
for
team
sure. I
like
didn't,
that.
I didn't, I didn't hear your question, but yeah, I mean, I think JoJo Lacey's a senior. Senior nights are hard. Road games are hard. It's also hard to overcome, poor shooting and lack of urgency, right? And
And you're locking up.
Either of you guys, anybody jump in if you got anything.
Yeah, it locked up for a second there. Um, this
what you
rebound.
say?
Go ahead. You have a question?
Yeah, so the team
Go.
committed 12 turnovers through the midpoint in the fourth quarter, which I believe nearly matched their total from the past two matchups. So how did Boston College kind of disrupt their ability to handle the ball?
I think you're
Averaging on
locking
the
up.
year, that wasn't the key to the game. The fact of the matter, 8 points, and they shot the lights out of it, and we let them be too comfortable. And then on the defensive end, I'm sorry, in the offensive end, we just were, we were really careless with our shooting. We didn't knock down shots, and it's hard to win if you're going to shoot 19% from the field from three.
This game reminds you a lot of the Florida State game where you were down by 21 and amazingly came back, and it looked like you were going to do the same thing here. Were those games kind of similar?
Uh, I don't, to be honest, I barely remember the Florida State game. I thought they shot really well and we were a little stagnant. But this team has had by then we had other players playing. I mean, this team's had a lot of versions. And so it's hard to look back, right? I think this particular version of our team, is still working through, what they do when adversity hits inside the lines. We had some guys that were a little careless with possessions. We forced some shots. We got a little shot hungry. I mean, a little shot hesitant. Liz fouled out, which she can't do. I mean, just there's so many things. But no, it doesn't. The team was a little bit different back then. We had different guys playing.
Sydney, can you talk about your game going into a big situation? Then you scored 5 points, and how did it feel to just go right into a tough game like that and perform?
Yeah, sorry. I think I just whenever my name was called, I just had to be ready and I think just trying to go in and play as hard as I can and just play together with the girls out there to get a little bit in the second half. So just trying to bring that urgency and go out there and just do what we know how to do, which I think we played with a little better energy and got some baskets and we're a little bit better on the defensive end. So
You take an elbow to the nose?
I don't know what it was. I think it must have been a leg or something.
I think it was a shoe.
Or a shoe. Yeah, something
You
like
took a
that.
shoe to the nose?
Well, it's just a loose. It was a play.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got hit. Yeah, you can watch it online.
Uh, can you speak to the games from Maria and India tonight?
Yeah, I mean, look at India. I mean, you can look at it statistically, right, and say that Maria was 7 for 10 and it's double, but she also her plus minus is a negative 18. So when she was in, so you can't look at just stats. And I told them that, right? So she played well statistically. Make no mistake. While she was in the basketball game, we would have lost by 18 if she played all 40, right? And so India on the other hand was plus 11. Didn't shoot the ball very well, missed some free throws and stuff like that, but was plus 11. So, clearly if she was But yeah, the tape is not always, you know, the stats. If you only look at certain things, it doesn't tell the story.
What made the difference during that 17-4 run? What was going well?
We were generating turnovers, playing with a whole lot of urgency, you know, getting into pockets and offensively and getting into the gaps with the dribble and, you know, stuff that we, you know, need to be able to replicate.
One more.
Yeah, and what are you kind of looking on working on in practice or going forward ahead of closing out the regular season against Duke and ahead of the ACC tournament?
We lost you. What was your question?
Oh, I was just asking what you were looking to work on in practice ahead of closing out the regular season against Duke and ahead of the ACC tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say it, we kind of can't practice. We don't have enough bodies at this point. We're so depleted. So we'll have to watch a lot of film. We'll have to, you know, talk through what happened and make sure they understand the urgency that it requires. But that's not something that we have the luxury to practice at this time.
All right.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Safe travels.
No problem. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, you all.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sid.